Saba stories. Princess Anna and the Wizard of Mirrors. Once upon a time, a beautiful princess named Anna lived in her father's palace. The princess had lost her mother many years ago, but she had a doll as a reminder of her. The princess was a very happy and cheerful girl. The princess loved dolls and toys. But he never took away the doll that was his mother's souvenir. One day, one of the king's entourage brought a mirror to the princess as a gift. Anna also liked that mirror very much. She always stood in front of the mirror and arranged her appearance. One day, she was talking and playing with her doll in front of the mirror. To her surprise, she saw that the mirror started to speak. A face appeared in the mirror. The princess looked at that face in surprise. He was the magician of the mirrors. The magician said,
"Why are you always happy and smiling with your doll?"
Princess Anna answered,
"This doll is a gift and keepsake from my mother, and it always reminds me of my mother. My mother was a very beautiful and smiling queen. I want to be funny and kind like him."
The magician said,
"You are the future queen of this country. You should be closer to me than that doll. Only I should be your friend. In my opinion, you should not be kind. You must be very serious and you must not laugh at all."
"Naughty mirror," answered Princess Anna.
"I don't listen to your words. I always remember the words of my mother who said that I should always be smiling and kind."
The magician said,
"Now that it's like this and you don't listen to my words, I will put a spell on you. A spell that removes laughter from your lips so that you can never laugh again."
The Wizard of the Mirrors recited a poem and the laughter left the princess's lips. She could no longer laugh. Whatever she did, she was no longer happy and nothing was interesting to her. Days and years passed, until the little princess turned into a beautiful and graceful lady. But the princess could never laugh. Nothing made him happy and he was not interested. By the order of the king, many theater groups came to that city and performed. Many parties were held. But none of them made the princess happy. No one could bring laughter to his lips. At the same time, outside that city and in the fields, many people were farming. In one of these farms lived a kind-hearted young man named Richard. Richard lost his parents many years ago. He lives by working in different farms. All the people loved the good-hearted Richard very much. Richard helped all people and even animals. Whenever his master paid him, he would take only the amount of money he needed. He would give the rest to the master and say,
"I do not need these coins. Give them to someone who needs them. This one coin is enough."
Then he would put that coin in his pocket and continue his work. One day, while drawing water from the well, when he was bent over, a coin fell into the well. Richard looked into the well and saw the coin at the bottom of the well. Richard passed by that well and said,
"I'm sure this coin will come back to me."
Some time passed and Richard always worked in the field with a good heart. Again the master gave him a coin. This time he put the coin in his pocket and went to the well to fetch water. Again the coin fell into the water and was placed next to the previous coin. Richard said this time, "I am sure that these coins will return to me one day." It passed until the master gave him another coin. This time again, Richard's coin fell into the well. All 3 coins flashed from a distance. It was a hot summer that year, and Richard kept drawing water from the well to water the vegetables and fruits. He worked hard every day and watered the field. One day, he suddenly noticed that there were 3 coins in the bucket of water. The same coins that fell in the well. Finally, they came up with the water. He took the coins and put them in his pocket. He watered the field, and after finishing his work, he decided to go to the city market and buy something. While passing through the forest, he heard a cry. He was listening carefully. The mouse standing in front of the door of his nest was crying. Richard went forward and said,
Poor mouse. Why are you crying?
Suddenly the mouse opened his mouth and said,
My wife is sick and I need a coin to prepare her medicine. But I have no coins. I do not know what to do.
Richard asked in surprise.
Can you talk?
Then he smiled and said,
Come, dear friend. Take this coin and use it to buy medicine for your wife.
The mouse was very happy and took the coin from him and said,
I am sure that you will get great luck for this coin.
Then Richard said goodbye and continued on his way. On the way, Richard decided to take a break. That's why he sat under the shade of a tree. Suddenly he noticed a voice of a squirrel whose nest was in the hole of the tree, talking to himself and saying,
What should I do now? How can I prepare a gift for my friend? After a long time, he asked me for a coin, but I don't have any. Where can I find coins?
Richard, who heard the sound of the squirrel, said to himself,
It is strange that this squirrel can also talk.
Then he said loudly,
Come and take this coin from me.
The squirrel came out and happily took the coin from Richard. Richard left with only 1 coin left. Richard reached the side of a well. He went to the side of the water to drink some water. Suddenly, he heard a voice. A big fish had taken its head out of the water and was saying,
My God, what should I do now? How do I solve this problem?
Richard looked at the fish with surprise and said,
What strange things are happening today? Can you talk too? This is very strange. Why are you so sad now?
The fish said,
I am the king's agent. The fish king asked me to find a coin for him. But I am not human and I have no coins. I don't know where I should find coins.
Richard took out his last coin and gave it to the fish and said,
Come, dear friend, this is my last coin. I think your problem will be solved with this coin.
Mahi happily took the coin and said,
I promise you that whenever you need help, I will immediately come to you and help you. Wherever you are, I can fly and come to you.
Richard said goodbye to the fish and started walking towards the city. When Richard reached the city, he said to himself,
I don't have any coins to buy now. I walk a little in the market and then I return to the farm.
While walking in the market, his eyes fell on Princess Anna, who was sitting behind the window of the palace. Princess Anna also saw him at the same time. At that moment, their eyes met. Richard, who was all focused on Princess Anna, did not notice that the ground was muddy and slippery in front of his feet. Therefore, he suddenly slipped on the ground and fell hard. As she was looking at Richard, Princess Anna was surprised to see that suddenly a mouse, a squirrel, and a fish surrounded Richard and cleaned the mud from Richard's body with their hands. Princess Anna, after many years of this story, he had not seen anything attractive. He was laughing because he saw the young man cleaning the mouse, squirrel, and fish. The princess started laughing loudly. All the townspeople and palace guards saw that Princess Anna was able to laugh after so many years. They were very happy. After learning about this incident, the king ordered to bring Richard to the palace. The king thanked Richard a lot for finally being able to undo the evil witch's spell after so many years. The king asked Richard to stay in the palace and gave him a good job. From then on, they met each other every day and Princess Anna was always happy and smiling. A short time later, the two decided to marry each other. This is how good-hearted Richard got the reward of his kindness and good-heartedness.